Hey guys, I made a poll where the audience was able to vote on what video I should make next. I hope you enjoyed that taste of democracy. Guess we're doing more game dev related videos then. That's probably for the best anyways. Here's The Binding of Isaac Explained, Eternal Edition. It's part 13 of the series, so check out the other parts of the series after this one. So as I mentioned several times, the Flash version of Isaac was a huge mess, and even at the time I wanted to go back and improve things, but Flash was incredibly slow. It took me like 30 minutes just to change like one line of code and test it. Only after I got a new computer with an SSD it became possible to work with it again. But then Rebirth was already in the works and Edmund was busy. But he gave me permission to make one final update for the Flash version. Without Edmund there wouldn't be any new art, but I knew I could come up with new ways of making things interesting, and so the Eternals were born. Faster, stronger, and far more aggressive than their base version. They are gonna mess you up. There's an Eternal variant for almost every type of enemy in the game, so a lot of variety has been added. You're never gonna know what enemy is gonna do what. Eternal Greed can now steal your bombs and your keys, and shoots a lot more bullets. Eternal Gushers run after you and shoot their blood way more accurately. Eternal Spiders split into many tiny spiders. Eternal Peeps spawn 6 eyes instead of 2, but this time you can destroy them. If you're playing it for the first time, you won't know what each one of them does. You'll get trolled in several ways. Maybe you'll pick up a bomb that turns into a troll bomb. Maybe a boss will destroy a rock that you're trying to hide behind. Basically, I made this version because I wanted to see streamers get trolled by the game. I never really enjoyed playing my own game much, but I love watching other people play it, and so I got bored when they were just playing their daily runs and winning every time, and I wanted to shake it up. I wanted to make cool new ways for them to interact with the game and get annoyed at the game, and that should be really fun to watch, but they sadly didn't appreciate my efforts. They thought it was unfairly difficult. Well, yeah, I guess. This is a game where you can pick up an item that will make you literally useless or even kill you. Why am I the bad guy now? I just made some cool new enemies. I think the users actually liked it a lot more than the streamers did. Oh man, I would have really liked to see more people play it. Anyways, the Eternal Edition fixed a lot of bugs and improved performance, but also added more objects on screen, so I guess it's a wash when it comes to actual performance. And the least popular change was the D6. Now there's a chance to roll your items into nothing. So now you're actually gambling when you're re-rolling a mediocre item. You could lose it entirely. I think it is an elegant solution. A critical failure is a perfect option to have for a dice-based item. Only use the D6 for truly terrible items. The D6 is already the best spacebar item in the game, and you start with it. But people really didn't like that. You try to balance the game, they don't like it if you mess with their free wins. There are no new items in the Eternal Edition, and only one new room, the Eternal Challenge Room. A rare room that gives an item guaranteed, but you have to fight 3 waves of eternal enemies. All of them are eternal, yes, and you can't teleport out of it. I bet someone found out the hard way. But I made many of the terrible items better. The lemon, the item that makes you piss yourself, also makes you run faster now. Because you have to pee, get it? The magic 8 ball now reveals the boss location. A lot of changes that were not adopted into Rebirth. I made things harder, but the rewards are better too. If you fight a lot of eternal enemies, you're gonna get a lot of eternal hearts. And I removed the health cap, so now you can have as many as you want, if you find them. A lot of my goals with the Eternal Edition were the same as Edmund's goals with Repentance. Balance items, tone down some of the more powerful combos, stop people from breaking the game so much. Some people didn't like that either, but Repentance is a beautiful game and it's the greatest increase in Binding of Isaac players ever. The Eternal Edition sadly is only a niche product for people who really like the original Flash version. But you no longer have to choose, it's finally here, the perfect version of Isaac, the Eternal Repentance. It's a user-made mod that you can install with a few clicks on the Steam Workshop and combines all the crazy shit from the Eternal Edition with all the cool new stuff from Repentance. Most of the Eternal enemies I made are adapted exactly the way I made it, so you can install a little bit of my special touch into your Repentance Edition. But be careful, don't install the Eternal Edition onto Repentance. You gotta specifically install the Eternal Repentance. The other version won't work on Repentance. Just to make sure you got that one right. It's a user-made mod. It's not made by me, but it is inspired by me. Not all the Eternals are as good as the ones I made. He had to improvise after all. I never made versions of these new enemies that came out later. And he made the spawn rates too high in my opinion. I think Eternals work better if there isn't one in every room. It's more special. But you can press F2 and change the rarity in the Eternal Repentance. Or you can even increase the rarity if you want. You can have shitloads of Eternals. Sadly, this mod doesn't lift the health cap like my version did, but you can install a separate mod for that. By the way, check out my new game Ballfrog on Steam. Add it to your wishlist. The squid demands it, and the frog and the fly god, they're all in agreement. You must wishlist the game. And stay tuned on this channel, I'm gonna make a big video on Ballfrog soon. So get hyped. Get frogging. Well, whenever it's out.